My name is Dylan. I'm going to be going over the 10 biggest things beginner wholesalers struggle with when getting into the industry. Number one, we have finding motivated seller leads. You're going to hear people all over the internet say, you need to be driving for dollars. You need to be cold calling. You need to be doing this and that. The best entryway for getting into wholesaling real estate is by far going to be SMS text blasting. You can send out 100,000 texts for $1,000 if you have the right software, and you can implement AI to auto respond. That's a very easy one. Cold calling works, but by far the most volume is going to be done through AI SMS, and that's what anybody big in the industry is going to recommend. And then you're going to go from Facebook ad to then Google ads. Google ads are going to be the most expensive. They're going to run you about $10,000 per month. And you need about a 3-month runway period. And keep in mind, you have to pay your marketer on top of that, or you need to know how to run it yourself. The second biggest thing I see wholesalers struggling with is they don't know how to determine what is actually a deal and what is actually worth making an offer on. The biggest thing I see is people are getting their after repair value incorrect. It's very simple. You can go online and search up after repair value calculator. You run the comps in the area. You enter in the numbers to the calculator. As far as rehab, which is how much you're putting into the property, another thing, very simple. You go online and you find a rehab calculator. You can literally search it up. I use them all the time for my whole team. And then you need to understand how to calculate the 70%. You just ask ChatGPT, what is that? And that's the formula fix and flippers and wholesalers use to calculate their numbers. If you watch a couple YouTube videos about each topic that I said and search up the calculators, there's literally no hidden sauce. You could search up each thing online and how to calculate it. And if you don't understand that, you ask ChatGPT for a full breakdown, and you also ask it for 3 different websites for each topic, and you pick whichever one you like. It's really not rocket science. And a lot of people withhold that information for no reason. The biggest thing I see beginner wholesalers struggling with is they do not know how to speak to a seller with confidence. And that's a little bit of a tricky one if you ask me when you're first starting out, because you're making offers you don't understand. You're running numbers that you don't understand. And then you have to talk to this random person virtually and give them an offer on their house and tell them a number with confidence when you don't even have that money in your pocket 99% of the time. So this is a very tricky one, and it's all gonna boil down to what is the seller's issue and why are they even initiating selling their property. You need to uncover what's really going on with the seller and their motivation, because if they tell you, hey Dylan, I need $20,000 for this house and I can't handle it, it got inherited and I have no reason to own it, then you're just in that position where you can give them 20K and help them out, even though it's worth 50 or 60K. They need the money in that moment and they have nobody else and no other solution towards the issue. So if you really go based off of what the seller needs and you solidify your numbers, you solidify your after repair value and your max allowable offer and your rehab and what you're putting into the property, if you're really solid on these numbers, you'll stand up to this person, you'll tell them what you have to get it done at, you'll know what a buyer will pay, and you can be very, very confident when presenting your offer and your solution to the seller. Number 4, the biggest thing I see is people scared to actually make dials. A lot of people understand that, yeah, I'm contacting a random person in a random city about a random house that I have never really even seen. And you have to get over that initial fear of actually caring about what people think, about caring if the person goes on the phone and says screw off or this or that. It's not about that. What it's about is if you can actually get it done and provide this person the solution. Even if you go through 1,000 calls, if you end up helping one person by the end of the day, it was worth it no matter what. The 5th biggest thing that I see every single day, people have everything. They have the structure, they have the systems, they have the CRM, they have the leads, they have the marketing down packed. They're getting people that are interested in selling every single day. And they're like, Dylan, I can't close. I'm having an issue closing. And they truly have a follow-up and consistency issue. You need to be on the phone with the same 100 to 200 people when you're first starting out every single day. You need to have these people memorized from situation to situation. You need to know these people's names. You need to know these people's addresses. And once you get to the point where you really like that and you're dialed in on your system, you do it every single day, that's when you're going to see your first couple deals. And then eventually you get to the point where you start hiring out and getting virtual assistants. But that only comes first when you get to that first dialed in process of speaking to these same people every single day, because that's the only thing that's going to get you deals long term. The sixth biggest thing that I'm noticing with beginner wholesalers is that they're not able to sit there and explain the purchase and sale agreement that they're sending out for somebody's house. So you guys need to understand, at the end of the day, it is a lot about presentation. And if you can't really sit there and say, hey, you know, terms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mean this, this, and this. And once you sign this, you agree to this, this, and that. If you can't sit there and break something down like that to somebody, they're not going to feel comfortable with you. And the average American only makes about 1 to 2 home purchases or sales in their whole lifetime. Other than that, it's called a 30-year mortgage. They stay in the house for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. So if you can't make them feel comfortable about the paperwork in the final minute, you're gonna notice a lot of deals falling out, contracts slipping through, and you're gonna wonder why. But a lot of that is from presentation and how you hold yourself throughout the finishing process of getting that client comfortable working with you. And the last biggest issue that I've noticed with beginner wholesalers is that they do not know how to structure their day. A lot of people get in this industry, similar to myself, just leaving their 9 to 5 from closing their first deal. And it's very difficult to actually get in that entrepreneur mindset of, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. I'm going to start my day by contacting my buyers. Then I'm going to do all my follow-ups. Then I'm going to contact all my new leads. Then I'm going to follow up on all my contracts I sent out. It's really not easy to structure your day like that, especially coming from working a 9 to 5 under somebody else, or never having structured your own day with your own time and your own freedom. So just make sure when you're beginning the business model, do your research, figure out how to start your day, what to do. If you guys need help with any of this, you can always come to me and ask me. But structuring your day and all of the things I said before this are going to make or break your wholesaling real estate company. And these are most of the things I see people struggle with as a beginner wholesaler. If you guys need help with any of this, I have a free wholesaling real estate Discord. I'm also going to be teaching wholesaling for free on YouTube. If you do need further help, further guidance, more in-depth training, I can help you out with that as well. You will see all of this on my Instagram. If you want, DM me there, apply for my website on there. You know, we can see what's going on and the best way to situate you and starting to get you rolling in wholesaling real estate.